Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing this really unique looking quadcopter. This is the Eachine E19, known as the Fighter. This is a dual land and air mode little quadcopter with a little 720p camera on the front. Comes packaged like this. You can see just pretty basic packaging, and it comes in there with the Eachine branding on it. And just want to try this out and see how it does, because it is, like I said, it's really unique. And you can drive it across the ground, which I'm going to do here, and then I'll take it up and fly it around. And it does use an app to view the Wi-Fi camera. It's just going to allow you to record your video over Wi-Fi, your pretty basic stuff. The name of that app, I'll put a screenshot of it up here, is the KY FPV app. Is the app that you'll use with this, and we'll see how that does when we get up in there. Again, it's just 720p. It says it's a wide angle lens, so I don't expect much out of that. It does have some pretty cool LED lights. The on and off switch is right above this wheel here, and you can see it's got some blue lights here, and I think there was a red. Whenever you get it bound up, I believe there was another light that'll come. Oh, it's my thumb was over it. I thought there was a red light in the rear and two blue on each side of the wing there. And the battery snaps in here on the bottom, and it does have the wheel actually, on the battery itself. Let me show you. It does come with two of these batteries, so you do get two of the batteries, and these are 800 milliamp hour 1S lipos with that little 2-pin connector that snaps into place. You also get a little stand. You can put the you can mount it on here and display it in your house if you like. That's kind of a cool little added touch. Your charger for that is going to be, obviously, it's a USB charger with that same plug. So it's going to take it a little while to charge it up. It won't be too bad because it's only 800 milliamp hour. And you get an extra set of those tri-blade props and some little screws and a screwdriver if you need to replace any of that. And let's take a closer look at the controller. It's a little small controller, so it's not a real big one. You do have to insert the phone clip holder here if you want to use the app and the Wi-Fi FPV. Now, when you're driving it on the ground, I mean, that camera faces, it's a fixed tilt. So it's like a 45-degree angle, and you cannot tilt this. So if you're on the ground, you're just gonna be recording the ground, the concrete, wherever you're driving on. So that's not gonna do you any good. So I'm not gonna even use the app when I start out on the ground. But even in the air, you're going to be filming the ground almost the entire time, because when you're tilting forward, you're just going to make it worse. And even if you're going level hovering, you're still tilted towards the ground. So that camera is going to probably be pretty useless for a lot of purposes, but we'll see how good the quality of that is. So you got to insert the phone clip holder. Then you have a trimming. You can enter and exit trimming mode. So you click it, and then you go in if you need to trim whatever direction to adjust the drift, and then you click it again to exit out of that. This does your 360 flips. So you press that, then the direction on the right stick that you want the drone to flip. Here's your power button. This is your auto takeoff and auto landing, and then a long press on that will be emergency motor stop. Your left one here is going to be your rates. I don't know if there's 2 or 3. We'll find out when we get it in the air. And then pressing it on the right stick will go between the air mode and the land mode. So you'll press in on it and it'll beep, and then whenever you give it forward throttle, the drone will just move forward on the ground, and it won't actually go up in the air. If you're in the air mode and you give it throttle, it just doesn't do anything. You have to actually, I think, do the sticks down and in or out to unlock the props, and then you can go ahead and take off once you're in air mode. To calibrate the gyro, it's down and to the right when you're in air mode only. It won't do it if you're in land mode, and that will calibrate the gyro to level. And if you want to set headless mode, because headless mode on this, I think that was a long press on the 360 button does headless mode. You can reset headless mode down until, well, 6 to the left to give it which direction you want to land it and reset your headless mode direction. So that's all in the controls on this guy. So what I'm going to do is we'll fire this up and do it real quickly on the ground here, and then we'll stop the video and we'll get it connected to the Wi-Fi app and take it up and actually see how it flies and see how that video looks. So again, I'm not expecting a whole lot out of that. So let's go ahead and turn on the quadcopter. And we'll see how it goes on this concrete. I don't know how well it's going to do on this because this concrete is a bit textured. So it's probably not going to move very well. You got to do your binding sequence. Let's see, does it actually go forward? Okay, we probably need to go into, it starts out in quadcopter mode. So let's press in. Now we should be in land mode. And if I just press it, you can see, boy, it's trying. Let's put it on the edge of my garage where it's much smoother, because it's not going to be able to go over much. The land mode is going to be mostly a gimmick because you're not going to probably do this whole lot, but it should be able to go on this. Well, you'd think. I could get it to move a little bit down on my base, and boy, it does not go much, guys. It's even though this is still a slick surface, look, it just doesn't. It turns fine, but that's just what you're gonna get. So, you know, it is what it is. If you took this inside on your linoleum floor or something, it's gonna go a little bit. Even then, it just barely moves. So the land mode is mostly a gimmick. I wouldn't expect much from that, but as you can see, I mean, it doesn't even go on the edge of my garage. So don't expect much from the land mode. It will go inside for you a little bit if you're indoors, but you know, it's not going to do much of anything outside, because any kind of surface that has any sort of little, you know, ruts or whatever, it's going to get caught on those little wheels. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video. I'll get it connected to the Wi-Fi app, and then we'll take it out and fly it, where hopefully it will fly a lot better than it drives underground. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so I have it out here on the driveway. It's connected with the KYFPV app. We'll see how this guy flies now, so we'll take it up and fly it around. So again, we'll have to see how this camera is facing down. You can see it's looking at the driveway right now. It is rather top heavy with this little controller on my phone, which is not that big of a phone. It is a bit, you know, it really wants to pull forward on your hand. So let's go ahead and start recording video. You have to do that from the app. I see no way of starting it with the controller. So let's go ahead and press the record button, and they want to give me access, and it gives me a timer, so we should be saving to the phone. And let's go ahead and unlock the props. That's both sticks down and out. Let's try the auto takeoff. It's pretty noisy in this design with the inverted props like that, you know, on one side, and expect it to be kind of noisy. Whoa! Let's go up on our rates here. So there's just 2 rates. Let's make sure, let's bring it down. It really is moving around a lot. I'm in the lowest rate there. There's not much wind today, and it's struggling. I want to bring it down so we don't crash. I'm going to go up into the higher rate now. Boy, even in the highest rate, the yaw's great, but man, there's almost no pitch at all. This is a strange drone. Does not fly particularly well, which, you know, I mean, I didn't expect it to be a great flyer with this weird design, but look at that. I'm hitting the ground now, and I'm not even doing anything. It's as altitude hold. That's full pitch, and it's just barely moving. There's very little wind today. I want to see if I can do some flips here while we're just out of ways. We catch a break. I just want to see how this thing flips. I'm giving it full throttle, and it's struggling. Here, let's, well. Oh boy, this one's not good. Let's see if we can flip. Oh my gosh. This is a struggle. Wow, that is a struggle, guys. This is not good. This is like somebody came up with a design they thought was cool because it looks sort of like a plane, but man, it's just so bulky, and the weight distribution's so odd on it. Let's do a gyro calibration on this guy. Let's see if there the lights went solid, so we're not at low battery. Let's try that down to the right. No, I went into land mode. Hopefully that calibrated. I know that I did it inside and it did blink. It's just the lights, I can't tell if it is or not. All right, let's try taking it up again. Boy, that's really not good at all. Let's, I don't think it'll take, oh, It does take off. Okay. You didn't need to unlock the props. It will take off by just pressing the auto takeoff button. I don't think I'm even going to be able to do a 360 flip because it's just, I can't even keep it up in the air enough, high enough to even try one. I'm full throttle right now. Oh, this is bad. Oh. This is not an outdoor flyer at all, and it is not really windy. There's a slight breeze, but I'm full throttle, guys. Let's see if we can get it up enough to even try a flip. Come on! It's like it just doesn't have enough power to even get it much more than about 8 feet off the ground. Oh, I tried to tell it to do a flip. Yeah, this thing is terrible. Absolute garbage. I asked for this because it was unique, and I thought, you know, it's only like 30 bucks or something, so I thought maybe it might be kind of cool. Now, I have no doubts this will fly better indoors. Now, the Wi-Fi is staying connected, and the lag is about what you'd expect, so it's not like, you know, that actually is working pretty well. But again, the whole time we're just filming down towards the ground. So let's go ahead and try the, let's just do a manual takeoff and see if I can get it up any higher. Oh, geez, so that's full throttle. And I'm having trouble getting more than about 4 feet off the ground. Oh, this is terrible. And you know, as this thing, ooh, now we can, oh. Well, I tried to do a flip. You may have to hold the flip button down while you do it. 'Cause I pressed it, it beeped, but when I gave it inputs, it didn't do anything. But it's probably only going to flip right to left as well. With it being so long, I seriously doubt it's going to flip forward or back. So that could have been also what I was doing. Let's go ahead and see if we can just do another manual takeoff. Oh, I'd like to try to just see if it'll flip, but once it's going to really struggle. Here, oh no. Again, it could be that I need to keep it held in. Let me try it again. If I can just get it up. I just want to see if it'll even do it. I feel like it's going to crash. Oh, come on. Oh. This is definitely one of the worst quadcopter drone things I've ever flown. Because it doesn't even go on the ground, even on a slick surface at full throttle. I can't even, I mean, it is just, it may be dead now. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording video just so we got whatever crappy video we got saved there. Is it blinking? Let's see if it stops, because I mean, it's probably at low battery. As bulky as this thing is, let's see if it still blinks. Yeah, I'm sure it's low battery. This is just terrible. I don't know if it even does flips. It's supposed to. It may be that I needed to hold down the button and kept it hold down while I pressed it in, but most quadcopters don't do that. Some do. Most you press it, it beeps, then you give it the input. Now this drone being so long, it's probably only going to flip right to left, but good luck trying to do that. It's just, you're trying to power on brush motors these tri-blade props on this funky design, and it's sort of heavy. You can see the battery almost popped out there too, and it just flies terrible. I mean, one time I got it up over my head pretty much, and that was about it. It just struggles to get off the ground because it doesn't have enough lift. That's probably why they went with the tri-blade props, because they were trying to increase the lift, but that also puts more strain on the motors, and it just can't get off the ground. It just can't get off the ground. Just doesn't have the power. The camera is tilted and fixed, so it just can't, you know, you're not going to be able to film anything the way it is anyway. So I don't even know if it's gonna, you know, even be able to do flips. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up the review, if you want to call it. Boy, there's a huge, look at all those birds. Starlings, I think. Man, if I'm underneath that, I'd probably get bombarded with poop. All right, guys, that wraps up the review. This thing is absolutely terrible. I don't even want to include I'll put a purchase link to it if you want to go check out the listing, but don't buy this. This thing is terrible. If you flew it inside, you know, you're going to be able to do a little bit more because this design can't handle the wind at all. It gets blown around quite easily because of the design, and it's just so heavy. I mean, it's not like it's heavy to my hand, it's just heavy for the brush motors, so it just can't handle anything. And it can't, and then the land mode doesn't do anything. I mean, this is just, I wouldn't take this thing for free. This is a huge swing and a miss, and I think this is not actually Eachine that makes this. They've rebranded it. I think Brian over at True Drone Reviews and e-bikes, I think he was getting this by another brand, and I'm sure he's going to be having the same experience as me. And Eachine just rebranded it, but they should have done their homework. This thing is just terrible. It's kind of disappointing because it's kind of cool looking. I do like the LED lights. They're nice looking, especially in the dark, the blue and the red. But I mean, there's just nothing else to this thing. It's just a piece of crap. All right, guys, that wraps up the review. If you're new to the channel and you appreciate the honesty, you know, click the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click the bell. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.